position.
It's over.
And your life.
Are we good?
All good.
Well, tell them to come in.
Hi, honey. How are you?
Okay, good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
I'm Senior Minister Max Maya, and tonight we're going to be talking about time, love, and the blues. Reverend Sylvia is going to do a meditation, and our licensed minister will be attending to this congregation and helping out.
Cool.
Let us first start with some prayer to open this up. Heavenly Mother, Father God, Spirit, we rejoice and give thanks for the opportunity to meet here tonight. We thank you for clearing our minds of all stress and negativity. We thank you for being present in our lives, in our endeavors, and standing with us next to our soul through each and everything that happens in our life. And so it is.
So it is.
So if you notice, things are getting a little bit nasty outside. A lot of people are miscommunicating, getting upset with each other. It seems as if people's hearts are kind of hardened. And so while I was meditating on this, it came to me our foundational principle for being metaphysical spirituality people. And that is, rejoice and give thanks in all things. The attitude of gratitude determines your altitude. So when you get up in the morning and you're ready to have your bad hair day, change your mind, change your world. One thing we've come to notice in the realm of quantum physics and science is there is no time. There's space-time, but there is really no time. Your mind tends to think that all of this is seamless and that it flows with some aspect of your consciousness. But you experience non-time every day. It's like, where do you go when you sleep? Where do you go when you're knocked out? Whether it be operation or somebody just knocked you out. It's like there's an absence of time. If you go out at night and you look at the night sky, especially if you look at Orion's belt, that little galaxy over there underneath the belt is over 1 million light years away. What does that even mean?
It's far.
It's when you see it, you're not looking at it in its present state. You're looking at it as it was over 1 million years ago. It's crazy, isn't it?
Yeah.
And remember last time I spoke, I said, can you feel it? right now, as you're sitting here, you're moving at almost the speed of light. But you don't really feel anything, do you? Because number one, we can't wrap our heads around that. And number two, we don't really know what time is. But we have a sense that when we're falling in love and we're next to our significant other during those beginning days, we can talk all night long and it'll feel like it was only 5 or 10 minutes. And your body produces enzymes and adrenaline to help you continue your day so that you're not too fatigued. It's amazing.
It's true.
Now the reverse of that is when we're suffering, it feels like forever. It feels as if time has stopped. So, how many people have heard the term forever love?
Forever what?
Forever love.
Forever love?
Love.
Love. So your significant number, your other says, honey, I love you forever.
Oh.
Which really means, I love you until you piss me off. And then that's gone, right? And what happens when that happens? You get sad, your heart hurts. It's the end of the world. It's the end of all time. And that seems to last a very, very long time.
Forever.
Forever. Yes. So when we see this happening around us, we know that whatever we think of time in the quantum universe, it doesn't exist. We have an existential access to time for the past, for the future. Because what is your future actually is the past circled all the way around again. So you know that saying, what goes around comes around?
Mm-hmm.
That happens for the quantum state. Also, there's quantum entanglement. So no matter how far apart the particles are, if one senses a change in movement, the other one instantly does the same. So really, how much distance is there? There's only as much distance as you think there is. Which comes to a basic, fundamental philosophy in metaphysical spirituality. What the mind focuses on tends to be realized. You control your reality. Because remember, the universe is not composed of ever smaller things, right? Once it gets down to the quantum state, there is no mass. It's not a thing anymore. The most we could say, it's like a little splice of information, which is why the mind can impact it. So, if you're worried about not having enough money, guess what? Your reality is going to make money scarce for you. What the mind focuses on tends to be realized. It's the same with love. The Greeks have 3 types of love. Actually, they had more. Egypt had 7. So, one is affection, brotherly affection. That's unconditional affection, which we call agape. Eros is an intimate love. That's what we get the word erotic from, because it's intimate and physical sometimes. But the purest type of agape love is spiritual, because it's your creation. When you fall in love with somebody, you make a choice. And if you think that relationship becomes bad, then it will. If you worry about, does she love me? Does she love me as much as I love her? What's going to happen? There you go. So, this dysfunction that seems to be coming about on a rather large scale, where people are not getting together spiritually or mentally. We always like the eros because it feels good. It kind of validates. Yeah, she loves me because she touches me intimately, which is the farthest thing from the truth, right? And the last is the blues. Why does life tend to be such a pain these days? And it seems to be more intense. We get the blues lead to depression, depression leads to darkness, and sometimes darkness leads to death. It doesn't make sense, really, does it? If we control our reality, why do we choose to hurt? Sometimes we just like to spank ourselves. We believe we need punishment or discipline. But if you do this too long to yourself, it becomes a habit of self-destruction. And that never ends up pretty good. So let's review some basic ideas on who we are as practitioners of metaphysical spirituality. What's the first thing we know? Our reality starts and ends right here. We get to call it. That's how much power you have. You are the most powerful being in your world. Make a good choice. Feel good about it. Remember, too, what your mind focuses on tends to be realized. So we know the greatest gift of all is to be alive, to allow ourselves consciousness in this realm. And part of that gift is that we're free to create whatever reality we wish. If you want pain, you can have it. If you want joy, you can have it. So the power that created all of this is where?
In us.
So why not go to the place where you rejoice and give thanks in all things? If you're feeling down, rejoice and give thanks. Will it happen right away? No. You're not feeling well. You're not feeling good. You're not feeling positive. You're having a bad hair day. Somebody broke your heart. So let's get serious. You can change that. Not all relationships are going to work. but that's your choice on how they affect you. So, as eternal beings of light, our first order of business, when we're not feeling like eternal beings of light, our first order of business is to rejoice and give thanks in all things. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who hurt you. It doesn't matter what's happening. It doesn't matter how you perceive it. The first order of business is rejoice and give thanks. In fact, in this temple we have a phrase, and that is, say it all with me, folks. Rejoice and give thanks, for thou hast healed me and made me whole.
And made me whole.
That is the order of business for Spirit for you. You are loved, and therefore Spirit will not violate your freedom of will. But Spirit's choice is for you to be healed and whole. So no matter what's happening, you keep repeating that until you feel it. Yes?
It's your ego that messes with you.
Well, but the way most people say that, that's the excuse. I can't help it, it's my ego. No. You control who you are, not your ego. You know that your ego, your overself, your identity, all of that are constructs within your own mind. So ego is an illusion. The Buddha said, all life is suffering. Anna. That suffering is a result of attachment. What attachment? Your attachment to things, circumstances. And there's a way out of that. In most all the religions of the world, there's a way out of suffering. It's a discipline. And that's so that the mind can be controlled and observe a discipline of behavior that leads to bliss. So if you're feeling bad, it doesn't matter. Just rejoice and give thanks. Another thing I would say about that is the attitude of gratitude determines your altitude. If you want to soar above it all, have an attitude of gratitude. Be thankful. Because I guarantee you, it can get worse. It can always get worse, can't it? Now, in reality, can't it always get worse? Only if you choose it. See? So sometimes when we're hurting, we have a natural inclination to focus on the negative. And then sometimes we're surprised and perplexed that what we receive in our reality is negative. Why is that? It's because we're conditioned since we're very tiny to believe that we have different constructs within our mind. No one says, hey, if you're not feeling well, just adopt the attitude of gratitude. Be thankful that you're here. Some people don't get to be here. Some people live lives of intense suffering and long-term depression because their focus has become a habit. That's why bad things happen to good people. How come we do not go to that place where it says, I am so grateful that Spirit has given me this opportunity to learn a wonderful lesson. Instead we're going, I just can't get my ego under control. That's false, isn't it? You control your mind. Your mind does not control you. But Max, you have PTSD. So your brain is producing chemicals even without your control. Because imagine that after, let's see, I came out of being in country in 1973. I had nightmares all up until last year. But guess what happened?
You change your mind.
Changed my mind. I got sick and tired of hiding under the bed, falling asleep during the Vietnam specials, waking up with my AK in my arms. That's just craziness, isn't it? But what does it take to change that? Number one is to deny the liars their lie. See, because I had swallowed that. First thing the VA doctor said, hey, you can't control the PTSD, and there's no cure for it. I went through a process called eye movement disassociation and rehabilitation. It taught my brain to access existentially the point of trauma over and over again from different viewpoints. Wow, guess what? Things started to change. And then my involvement with this temple. Now, I'm not saying it's going to work for everybody, but for me, I took it to heart and said, well, if I change my mind, I can change my world. So it's better. I haven't had a nightmare in a very long time. You know, and yet I still won't go to that place that says, oh, I don't get them anymore. But slowly but surely. But what's the one thing I'm saying over and over in my head, even right now? I rejoice and give thanks, for thou hast healed me and made me whole. No, I don't have nightmares. I allow myself to be overcome by images of the past. But if I retrain my mind to focus on what a wonderful life I really do have, it's going to happen, it's going to change. There are some people I have watched that they're overcome with grief, they're overcome with sadness, depression. Sometimes they just can't get their heads to work right. And I ask them, so how many times a day do you meditate? Well, I don't really have time to meditate. What, do you have time to get happy? It's up to you. Nobody's going to judge you if you meditate only once a day or leave it for every other day. So, and that's the message. Every day, in every way, give thanks and rejoice in everything. Develop the habit of looking at things in the positive. Develop the habit of giving yourself a break, because that's where the break comes from. It's from your own mind. And so it is.
So it is. Amen.
Okay, next. Sylviane is going to lead us in the meditation. Sylviane, Reverend Sylviane. I have diabetic neuropathy. I'm getting over, so I'm not steady.
There we go.
My little place.
So it is has been going through my mind for a very long time. Good evening, my name is Reverend Sylviane Tuggle. So I broke it down because I love words. So, someone, right? S-O, someone. It in time is in space. So it is what we proclaim after we say our prayers. I'd like everybody to get comfortable. We're getting ready to go into meditation. And let's think about those 3 words, so it is. In time and in space. Someone's time. Let's make it yours. Deep breath in. Out through your mouth. Relax the head and the shoulders. It's time to go into your space. You close your eyes and what do you see? Nothing? Do you see black? Do you see stars? Where's your space? Claim it. There's a whole universe and it's all inside of your head. Continue to breathe, relax. Feel the energy coming up through your feet. Feel the energy coming down upon your crown chakra. We're going to ground, connect, and balance. And breathe, relax. Feel the energy moving towards your heart chakra. And when you feel the energy from your feet and the energy from your crown hit your heart chakra, I want you to expand it and send it out to the universe. Remember, we are stars. We're not going to play it small because we're not small. And just breathe it in. The breath of life. Give yourself the gift of the breath of life. Feel it expand your lungs and feed your blood. In the quietness of your mind, I want you to feel thankful. If you have to remember somebody giving you a gift and you feeling thankful for it, that joy of receiving somebody's love, oh, that's beautiful. Thank you. The smile of a little baby. Oh, thank you. dog come lick you on the hand? Oh, thank you. Do you feel any kind of pain in your body while you're sitting in meditation? Tell it thank you, because you know where it's at. Breathe in, good. And relax the body. Be one with yourself. If you have a monkey mind while you're in meditation, acknowledge it. And then ask it to be quiet. This is a time to be still, to be in peace. Breathe deeply, to love deeply, to forgive deeply, to be. If you need somebody to talk to, call on your God connection. If you want to say thank you, thank God for another day of life. Thank God for the fact that you can breathe and love and feel and experience being human. Thank you. Feel who you are at this moment and know that you are loved. The universe is at your disposal. Ask for what it is that you would like to experience and watch it unfold tomorrow. Breathe. Don't think about tomorrow's problem. Tomorrow's not here. Don't think of yesterday's problems, because yesterday's gone. You are here now in the moment, breathing and being you. all your pain that you've ever experienced is behind you. It's in the past, and it no longer serves you. Breathe. Breathe in the breath of life. Feel the energy swirl around you. Feel this energy go through your aura and clean out anything that's negative, any pain that you have in your pain body. Swirl it up and swirl it out. And release. Let God and let go. Love, hope, happiness, bliss, joy, truth, and God. Feel them. Incorporate them in your daily life. That was my idea. Okay, we're going to come back into our bodies. Take a deep breath in. And I want you to take this peace with you. I want you to bring it with you. Not until next week, until next month. Feel the peace that you've given yourself. Know that it's as easy as being still and being thankful. Another deep breath in. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. And open your eyes when you're ready. And I will leave you with that blessing. Thank you.
Very good. What do you say so myself? Thank you.
Yes, you are.
Yeah, pretty good. I like that. I felt it.
You gonna do the prayer basket?
Oh, yeah.
We rejoice and give thanks for this opportunity for prosperity in mind, body, and soul. We thank you for allowing us to steward these gifts so that it is beneficial to the temple and to the people that attend and to all those we come in contact. And so it is.
So it
So it
is.
is. Bless you.
Thank you.
We rejoice and give thanks for these gifts, that they are used for the purposes that you intend them to be used, and that we allow ourselves the opportunity to grow and prosper in all things. And so it is.
So it is.
Okay, well, time for announcements. The big announcement is this Thursday, we're gonna meet at Suzanne's house. It's on the temple Facebook page. So I think it's at 7, right?
Yes.
Okay, so 7 o'clock, it'll be meditation and getting our minds straight. So that's fun.
Suzanne's watching. Hi, Suzanne.
Yes.
I would like to keep Barbara, our member, in prayers. She had to leave suddenly because she wasn't feeling well.
Uh-oh,
Yes.
okay.
So everybody, when keep her in mind.
Yes, we'll have her in our prayers. And let me say something about that. If you're not feeling well, please tell us. And
She's 88.
yes,
Yep.
so that she comes here and enjoys fellowship with us and getting some healing and stuff.
She broke brownies.
Yes. Brings and brownies. But if you're not feeling well, and if you can, stay for healing. We always have a part of service where we heal. Are we going to heal tonight?
I will pull up a chair, I don't mind.
Okay, how many people desire for healing? Raise your hand. Everybody needs it.
Okay,
Everybody needs a little bit of healing.
okay.
And we'll say goodbye to our Facebook friends during the
And
evening.
we'll say goodbye to Suzanne and our Facebook friends. We'll see you next time. Bye-bye. So you're gonna heal too, right? Okay. How many healers do we have who can heal? So we have 3 healers, so we can get this done quick. So please,